Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine, the show that teaches you how to survive the things that could kill you.
Like helicopter crashes, piranhas, and poisoning.
Ooh, or the things that make you just wish you were dead.
Like accidentally liking an ex's Instagram pic, pulling on a door that says push, or cracking your head on a hotel room sink.
Yeah, that's bad. We should probably just start the music.
I think so.
Ground is shaking under our feet, mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. How to survive. How to survive.
Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine. I am Danielle.
I'm Kristine.
My world has been rocked, Kristine.
I'm reeling.
Garen just told us some news.
Shocking.
That 9 Perfect Strangers got picked up.
I mean, with everything else that's happening
Is
in
it
the
going to
world,
be called 9 More Perfect Strangers? Or
9 people who aren't strangers anymore?
9 people who kind of know each other and went through hell together, and
9 casual acquaintances.
wasn't the place closed down? Wasn't it raided?
You watched the whole thing, so let
Yeah.
us know.
I thought that the compound was like, oh no, she drives off with her imaginary dead child
And went and filmed The Northman.
and went and filmed The Northman and 5 other series and then came back. And I'm fascinated to see what her accent will be next season. I mean, I can't watch it, but I can't believe that. I really can't believe that. I need to know everything. If it's the same, it can't be the same cast.
No, it's got to be new people.
Maybe it's just a court drama and they're going to sue her.
She looks good in a pantsuit.
She does look good she looks good in everything.
Of course she does.
Now I need to know if Nicole Kidman's coming back. Anyway, that is someone in the wig department just threw themselves a party. Because they have work for the next 9 months or so.
I love a good Nicole Kidman update.
I love it.
We're here.
She's our unofficial mascot, don't you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think she's great. I love her, and I love to keep up with her.
Keeping up with Kim. Kim, that's not her name.
Keeping up with Nicole Kidman.
Kidman, yeah. Keeping up with the Kidmans. Except she's the only one.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's how she likes it.
All right.
Oh, glasses are on, everyone.
Yeah.
We're getting
Shitty
serious.
glasses are on. Today, we're going to talk about you two. Are you ready?
Yep.
How to survive poisoning.
Ooh, this is a big one. This is a big one.
There's lots of ways to be poisoned. In 2020, the 55 U.S. poison control centers provided telephone guidance for over 2.1 million human poison exposures.
Whoa.
That's about 6.4 poison exposures per 1,000 population. That's a lot. 37.9 poison exposures in children younger than 6 years to every 1,000 children.
That's a lot.
Out of 1,000 children, 6 are getting into some nonsense.
Yeah.
1 poison exposure reported to U.S. poison control centers every 15 seconds.
Man, their phone lines are just on fire.
Did your kids ever get into
Yes.
Jesus, of course, Benjamin.
Yes.
It was Benjamin, wasn't it?
Of course it was.
What he's just attracted to danger.
He is our danger boy. Yeah.
What did he do?
Well, he was shaking my medications one morning.
These are mommy's cuckoo pills.
One of the caps must not have been on there tightly. And of course, it was my anti-seizure medication.
Oh, Jesus.
And I came into the bedroom. I'd just gone to go to the bathroom really quickly in the morning. And all of the pills were all over my bed. And he was making this face.
Oh, no.
I'm making a really unattractive face right now.
Yeah.
Like I've just swallowed 10 pills. I couldn't tell. I counted, but I
Right.
didn't know how many. You just are like,
Right.
So I called poison control and they were like, you have to take him to the emergency room right away.
Right.
One of those pills can be deadly.
Oh, Jesus
To a child.
Christ.
So we,
This kid is a ticking time bomb.
no, right? That's why I'm always like, be careful every time he leaves the house. So we raced.
Out of the house, he's fine. It's in the house he has all these problems.
Yeah, maybe we're the problem.
You're
Maybe
the problem.
We should send him to boarding school.
Yeah.
So they're about 10 months old, 11 months old. We race them to Cedars-Sinai, tell them what happened.
Oh, my God.
And he has to drink. This is awful. It's charcoal,
Yeah, I get to that.
like
yeah.
liquid charcoal, but it's like a liter of it. It's so much. So she's trying to get him to drink
A
it.
10-month-old.
Yeah, and it's just like coming.
the kid barely drinks.
He's just spitting it out as we're trying to get him to drink it, and so it's everywhere. It's all over his body. It's all over the stroller. It's all over the floor, and she's mixing it with apple juice, mixing it with milk.
Right.
And he's just putting it in his bottle, and it's just going.
It's just spit take after spit.
Everywhere until she's like, okay, I think we're good. I think we got enough in him. But then you have to stay there for like 8 hours
to make sure he doesn't.
And they're too young to watch TV really. And they've just learned to walk. So all they want to do, and we have to stay in this little 5x5 room with these 2 kids who are just learning how to walk and keep them entertained. And
they're covered in charcoal.
It was fine. He was fine.
Did they smell like a briquette?
Yeah. I'll have to dig up that
Were you
picture.
like, I could really use some barbecue right now?
Oh, we barbecued after that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just put his onesie on the under the grill and have a party.
I've had this experience.
How did I know? I think my son is just risk averse like I am. We never had a we put the baby locks on, the drawers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when we moved, he was under 2.
Yeah.
We're like, we're not going to put him on because he never did that. He never opened up anything. He's just not curious.
Benjamin's going to appear, I think, in every episode.
He is. He's our star. Forget Nicole Kidman. Benjamin is our mascot.
Yes.
He's our poster child. Okay. While young children younger than 6 years comprise a disproportionate percentage of the cases, poisoning affects all age groups from infants to seniors. Peak poisoning frequency occurs in 1 and 2-year-olds, but poisoning in teens and adults are more serious. Notice that the greater proportion of males in poison exposures occurring in children younger than 13 switches to female predominance in teens and adults.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Across all ages, there were 633 poison exposures reported per 100,000 population. The highest incident occurred in 1 and 2-year-olds. So
makes sense.
He's
hitting all the markers.
Yeah, but he was ahead of the curve because he was only 10 months old.
That's true.
He's
an overachiever.
Yeah. Across all ages, 76.9% of poison exposures reported to U.S. poison centers in 2020 were unintentional. 18.3% were intentional.
Ooh, that's the stuff I'm into. The women who want to get rid of their husbands.
The women with the fancy rings where you open it up.
Oh, and
you put it over a drink.
Yes.
That seems like quicksand and other things. That seems like a constant of childhood entertainment, that somehow people were always poisoning other people with powder kept in their ring.
Or like a Vincent Price movie.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to get one of those rings though, just because it sounds like a cool ring to have.
Yeah, just
maybe a necklace to match.
Right. Just keep
arsenic.
Like I was going to say pixie stick dust in there.
Okay.
Are pixie sticks those things that are just sugar?
Yeah, you keep not real poison.
I'll just keep stevia in there.
Oh yeah,
that's a good idea, right?
I'm gonna use
for my coffee.
I'm gonna use real sugar because
you live on the edge.
I do live on the edge, and then think of us how cool we are at brunch.
Yeah, you just open up. It's like, okay, my coffee does taste a little metallic, but
look how cool I am. Let's do that in our 70s, and we'll be those ladies who wear too much lace and freak people out.
Yes, let's wear too much lace and freak people out.
I love it.
I think any amount of lace would be too much lace.
Agreed.
So I'm trying to picture, what are we wearing? Like a doily?
Lace is coming off our sleeves.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Victorian ghosts.
Yes, we're Victorian ghosts.
Yes,
with fancy rings, with stevia in it. Well, at that point, I'm using sugar. You kidding me? I don't care at that point.
Oh, we have long cigarettes. The holders.
Yes.
We have the holders, long cigarettes.
Yes.
We're Grey Gardens.
Oh my God. I want to Grey Garden it up. I know. I can't wait to be Grey Gardens with you.
We have something to look forward to about getting old.
That's right. I don't have much to look forward to now. So, I'm excited about that whole scenario.
It's coming.
Poisoning occurs anytime you sustain harm to your body or even death as a result of swallowing, inhaling, touching, or injecting substance that is dangerous. You may become poisoned if you inhale smoke or carbon monoxide, ingest cleaning substances or other toxic things, or overdose on a drug or medication. The most important ways to save yourself from poisoning are to recognize when you are in trouble, get out of harm's way, and seek appropriate medical help when needed. And also not to marry beneath your station. Because if you're very wealthy, you're going to get poisoned.
People want that cash.
Okay, method 1, seeking help. Call for help if you think you've been poisoned. If you suspect that you have been poisoned, it is key to call for help immediately. The time delay between the poisoning and treatment can mean the difference between life and death in some cases. Therefore, call emergency services or your local poison control center immediately for advice on how best to proceed. When we were kids, there'd be stickers on the phone of like poison control.
Yes.
But now that we don't have home phones, I guess you just call 911. I wouldn't know how to call poison control.
No,
Guess
you'd have to Google it, but
Yeah.
why not just call 911? Although those operators never seem very friendly whenever I hear a 911 call played. They're always
Because
like,
it's you again. It's just like, enough with this woman and her kid. Jesus Christ, get a handle on your kids, lady.
that's a good point.
No, they're all I think they're taught to be sort of remote and to keep people calm.
Whenever it's when they play them, in
Yeah.
documentaries or in reenactments, and the person's like out of, upset, they're always like, calm down, sir.
I know.
Calm down, sir. And I'm like,
Yeah.
gosh, could you be a little nicer?
Yeah, I know. It's they are told to, I guess they must be, because you're
Yeah.
right. Every time I've heard them, Seek emergency medical care if you have symptoms of poisoning. If you notice any of the following signs or symptoms, call for help immediately. These symptoms can be signs of severe and or life-threatening poisoning. Confusion, drowsiness or altered levels of consciousness, difficulty breathing or shortness of breath, seizures.
Uh-oh.
Ironic, since, he would have been okay, I guess, because he took the medicine. He took the anti-seizure medicine.
Yeah.
And uncontrollable restlessness or agitation. Oh, I think my dad's been poisoned many, many times. Collect any relevant information about the source of poisoning. Regardless of the type of poisoning, the more specific information you can offer healthcare professionals, the better your chances are of saving yourself and surviving the incident. If possible, let them know what substance you were exposed to, how much you were exposed to, and how long ago the poisoning happened. For example, if you overdose on medications or illegal drugs, tell the medical professionals you talked to what you took and how much. This is no time to be coy.
I don't know.
I just took my headache powders. If possible, bring any... you could keep headache powder in your ring,
Yes,
too.
whatever. I just sniffed what was in my ring.
Maybe we just need all 10 fingers to have rings on them, but then you can mix it up. And then you've put arsenic in your coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You're snorting, stevia instead of your cocaine.
Yeah, it's no good. If possible, bring any products, packages, or pill bottles with you. Did you do that to the hospital? Did you bring
Yes,
that? Yeah.
I did.
Okay, method 2, getting out of harm's way. Remove any clothing with This is where it gets sexy.
Oh, wait, what?
I think you were so uncomfortable with even doing that music that you didn't get it right.
My body wouldn't let me.
You wouldn't. Remove any clothing with toxic substances on it.
Meow.
If your clothing is contaminated with a poisonous or toxic substance, remove it as quickly as possible to prevent further contact of the poison with your skin. Wear gloves if you can, so that your bare hands do not come into unnecessary contact with dangerous substances. Clean your skin with a shower or washcloth. If your skin has a poisonous substance on it, hop in the shower or use a wet washcloth to remove it as soon as possible. The less time your skin spends in contact with toxic materials, the better, as this will decrease damage to the skin as well as potential absorption of the poison through your skin. Flush out your eyes with clean water. If you have gotten a poisonous substance in your eye, and there is an eye wash station available, as there are in many chemistry labs and academic settings, use the eye wash station immediately to flush out your eye. If you are at home or in another setting, run the tap with cool or lukewarm water and place the affected eye underneath it. Flush out your eye for up to 20 minutes. Now, my neck's going to hurt if I have to put my eye under a faucet for 20 minutes.
Well, maybe...
I'm not saying that's
You're
the
putting
most...
your head backwards. Maybe you can put it, down.
Either way, I'm going to have to put a cold compress as soon as I save myself from dying.
Yes.
There's going to have to be some cold compress on my neck.
You know what? Book a massage.
Book a massage.
Right after.
That's
First,
okay.
save your eye, though.
Poison control, massage place.
Yes.
Okay. Move to an area with fresh air to get away from fumes. If you've inhaled a poison such as smoke from a fire or carbon monoxide, get outside into the fresh air as soon as possible. The less time spent inhaling toxic fumes, the better. Getting to fresh air can help prevent the serious lung injury and, in severe cases, death.
So leave LA County.
Yes. Get in your car, book that massage out of the city. Read the label for instructions if you've swallowed a poison. If you... I I just like the idea that you're dying, frothing at the mouth, and you're like, I need my reading glasses. Where are those CVS reading glasses?
I can't see this.
I can't see the label. Honey, can you read this label? If you're going to be poisoned, get poison next to someone who has good eyesight.
Yes. Poison with a large font.
Yes. If you have ingested a toxic substance and know what the substance is, such as a household cleaning agent, read the label to see if there is guidance as to how to minimize the damaging effects. There may also be information regarding potential antidote. Okay, method 3, receiving medical treatment. Go to the emergency room to have your vital signs monitored. The first thing that will happen when you arrive in the emergency department is that a nurse will check your vital signs, including your respiration rate, your pulse, your blood pressure, and other important data such as the oxygen levels in your blood. You will likely be hooked up to monitors for continual evaluation of your vital signs as the doctors identify and treat the cause of your poisoning. You may need to receive IV fluids, have oxygen delivered via nasal prongs, or receive other medical support to ensure that your vital signs do not get into a dangerous zone.
Will they give me a teddy bear? Do you think?
Did they give Benjamin a teddy bear?
They gave both
did.
my kids a teddy bear.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
When Oliver was little, his uncle, Jimmy's brother, was here, and he had to go to the hospital for some reason, and they gave Oliver a teddy bear, and we named him EB, which was emergency bear.
Did he have
Emergency
little
bear.
scrubs on?
Yes,
'Cause these had
he
little
did
scrubs
have little
on.
scrubs on, and then later he had a Star Trek uniform on because I bought it at Build-A-Bear.
That's cute.
Yeah, so he was like my dad because he had the yellow Star Trek outfit. I know. And then I had to put the bear in the closet because my son outgrew it.
I know. We still have those bears and they're put away.
Already?
Well, yeah, they're 9.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's too old for...
No, they still have stuffies, but they've moved on to new
Oh,
stuffies.
new stuffies. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Have activated charcoal administered if needed. Here we go.
Yes.
If you have ingested a toxic substance, including pill overdoses, the emergency room physician may give you activated charcoal. Activated charcoal helps prevent the toxic substances from being absorbed into your bloodstream. It depends upon the cause of your poisoning whether or not this is effective. In certain cases, if administered soon enough after ingestion, activated charcoal can save your life.
Wow.
If you throw up the activated charcoal, you must unfortunately take another dose. Don't try to treat yourself with activated charcoal at home. I wouldn't know how. Would you just go out to the backyard and
Dig it up?
crush your charcoal?
Just take
from
it out of your grill?
And yeah. This treatment needs to be administered by a medical professional. Yeah, done and done.
That feels like something that, like, those people who drank bleach instead of getting the vaccine would
yeah,
try,
definitely.
right? They'd be like,
because
I ain't going to no hospital and getting no charcoal. I got my own charcoal.
Yeah, because I think charcoal is like one of those things that people use for reasons that have nothing to do with, you know, the actual
grill?
properties of charcoal. Yeah.
Like sex stuff?
No, I wasn't. Kristine, what would that be?
I don't know.
Okay, because I don't know what that would be either. But now I am. That's how you heat up your relationship with briquettes.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Listen, I've been married a long time.
I know our anniversary is coming up, and
She's going to look up the date. She doesn't know.
no, I do know the date. It's this weekend, but
this weekend?
yeah. But Jimmy texted me. FYI, I ordered the 8 COVID tests we can get from the government. And I thought, yep, the fire's still alive. Okay.
So that's what you're doing this weekend for your anniversary? COVID testing?
I guess. Well, I'm going to be recovering from my
from your
nasal
surgery.
ear surgery thing. So we may or may not be going out. It just depends. I don't know how I'm going to be. I think I'll be fine.
Can I give you a tip?
Sure.
Briquettes.
Just shove them up my ass and see if that makes me feel
Butt
better.
stuff.
Butt stuff. Happy anniversary. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you. Oh, wait. Sorry, one more thing. Talk to your doctor about other tests and treatments you may need. You may need to go for a CT scan, have an ECG, a test on your heart, and or have blood or urine tests done to help your doctor confirm the diagnosis and the source of your poisoning. I mean, this gets into like who poisoned you. Once the cause of your poisoning has been confirmed, your doctor can then administer any antidotes. I love that, like, I don't know, it just makes it so old-fashioned. To reverse the effects, I guess I'd like an old-fashioned poisoning. I guess that's what I'm saying.
I like the idea
like
of
a
it.
fairy tale old-fashioned poisoning with an antidote.
Yes.
To reverse the effects of the poison. If a specific antidote exists for your form of poisoning. If not, they will treat you on a symptom basis, giving you medication as needed to keep you safe until you recover. I guess I just think of antidotes as like a fake thing.
Yes.
And when there really is a real antidote.
Yes.
Because antidotes are used so much in, popular culture, like, we'll create an antidote.
Right.
And then that it's a real thing just like makes me happy.
What I find so crazy is that you can get an antidote from the thing that poisoned you. Like
Right.
we talk about snakes or spiders, and it's like they're milking the thing, and then they get it, and then they can use it to save you.
Oh, by the way, this has nothing to do with anything, but because when you said the snakes, then it made me think of rats. And we were watching TV the other night, and our TV room has glass doors that open onto our backyard, and I saw something scurry.
Yes.
I have a real problem. I mean, I really get scared. I mean, it scurried away. It didn't scurry toward us. It was outside. I was inside. But I was like, my whole body like seizes in. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what it's like being you two all the time. Just like scared of everything. But for me, it's only this one thing. I guess I'm fortunate.
I'm just running around shivering.
Scared all the time. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story about someone who was poisoned.
Yay.
Do you guys know who Rasputin was?
Yeah, I've heard that name.
It's like some name you hear, but maybe don't really know who it is. I'll give you a little bit of it.
Is it a real person?
Yes,
Or is this
Rasputin. Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. Okay. He lived from 1869 to 1916. He was a Russian mystic and self-proclaimed holy man who befriended the family of Nicholas II, the last emperor of Russia, and gained considerable influence in late imperial Russia. So Nicholas II was the last Tsar. You've heard of him. The whole family was killed. Anastasia maybe ran away and was someone else. Like some woman in America years later claimed to be her, or England or something. Anyway. That doesn't matter. In late 1906, Rasputin began acting as a healer for the imperial couple's only son, Alexei, who suffered from hemophilia. Probably because he was inbred, I'm guessing. He was a divisive figure at court, seen by some Russians as a mystic, visionary, and prophet, and by others as religious charlatan. So he kept like doing things, like the kid seemed like he was going to die, and then Rasputin would pray for him, and then something would happen, and then he would be saved. So
got it.
Especially the Nicholas II's wife, who is, it's really cute. They call it the Tsartina. It's like the Tsar and the Tsartina.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute for a murderess. Okay. Rasputin soon became a controversial figure. He was accused by his enemies of religious heresy and rape, was suspected of exerting undue political influence over the Tsar, and was even rumored to be having an affair with the Tsarina. Tsarina, not Tsartina.
I like
Ridiculous.
Tsartina better.
Tsartina. A group of nobles led by Prince Felix Yusupov, Grand Duke Dmitry Pavlovich, and right-wing politician Vladimir Poroshkevich decided that Rasputin's influence over the Tsarina threatened the empire, and they concocted a plan in December 1916 to kill him, apparently by luring him to Yusupov's palace. Yusupov said he invited Rasputin to his home shortly after midnight and ushered him into the basement. Yusupov offered Rasputin tea and cakes. It's nice.
In my basement.
In my basement.
It's a finished basement.
It's a rec room.
I have foosball down here.
Which had been laced. It's my man cave. And also a real cave. Which had been laced with cyanide.
Ooh.
Rasputin initially refused the cakes, but then began to eat them. You know, I could see that too. You know, you're on a diet. I really shouldn't eat those cakes. Or like maybe they're poisoned. But you know what? I'm sitting here long enough.
Everyone else is eating cake.
I'm going to have some cakes.
This doesn't seem like a poisoning.
And to Yusupov's surprise, appeared unaffected by the poison.
Whoa.
Rasputin then asked for some Madeira wine, which had also been poisoned, and drank 3 glasses. But still showed no signs of distress.
He's like, I've been poisoning myself for a long time.
I guess maybe it's like in The Princess Bride, where he's been doing it so long, he's gained a tolerance. At around 2:30 a.m., Yusupov, I love that these guys are just waiting for this guy to kick it.
Like, what is happening here?
Yusupov excused himself to go upstairs, where his fellow conspirators were waiting. He took a revolver, why they didn't do this to begin with, I don't know, from Dmitry Pavlovich, then returned to the basement and told Rasputin that he'd better look at the crucifix than say a prayer, referring to a crucifix in the room, then shot him once in the chest. The conspirators then drove to Rasputin's apartment with Sukhotin wearing, I'm not sure who Sukhotin is, wearing Rasputin's coat and hat in an attempt to make it look as though Rasputin had returned home that night.
Oh, sneaky.
Yep. Upon returning to the palace, Yusupov went back to the basement to ensure that Rasputin was dead. Suddenly, Rasputin leaped up and attacked Yusupov, who freed himself with some effort and fled upstairs. Like, why didn't they check if he was dead before they drove or whatever they did?
Amateurs.
They're idiots. Rasputin followed Yusupov into the palace's courtyard. So now he's been poisoned and shot.
Oh
and
my
he's
gosh, this
chasing
guy.
them, where he was shot by Poreshkevich. He collapsed into a snowbank. The conspirators then wrapped his body in cloth, drove it to the Petrovsky Bridge, and dropped it into the Nevka River. So that was Rasputin.
Wow. That guy's hard to kill.
He's so hard to kill.
He's like the Jesus.
Steven Seagal.
George Burns.
I was going to say he's like the guy from Taken, you know, like
Liam Neeson?
Yeah, he's like a Liam Neeson. You can't kill him.
Oh, okay.
But I guess you can kill him because they did kill him.
They did kill him, but it took a while.
Yeah, he was hard to kill.
You also have to look up pictures of Rasputin because it's like he looks like a villain. Like it's hysterical. He's so scary looking. You know what he looks like?
Yeah, he's got that long beard.
He's got a long beard. He's really scary looking. And then there's this picture of this beautiful family of Nicholas II and his gorgeous daughters and his gorgeous wife. And then there's this scary as fuck looking guy standing there because he had this. He was like the Steve Bannon of his time, I guess. He like influenced the family and raped all the, like he may have raped the daughters. It's a whole thing.
I don't like him.
No. Oh,
he's creepy.
Garen's showing Kristine a picture of. Yeah, I mean, he looks scary as fuck. Right. Yeah,
the picture gives me the rat shivers.
Oh, the rat shivers. What am I going to do? I guess there's nothing to do.
You could perform some cognitive behavioral therapy on yourself.
On myself?
Yes.
How do I do that? Charcoal?
Well, you got to put a brick cat up your butt.
Yeah.
You start by looking at some photos of rats.
Okay.
And then when you can tolerate that, you move to maybe looking at some videos of rats. Seeing them move.
Mm-hmm. Like, okay.
And then you just sort of increase your tolerance. Little by little, though. It has to be first, you have to just be able to look at like a photograph of a rat.
Okay.
Let's start, maybe it's a cartoon. Maybe you just start with a cartoon.
It's Jerry.
A cartoon rat that you can handle. Okay. Whatever is the least amount of anxiety. Yeah. And then gradually you move to and whenever you can get tolerating past that point, you move on.
It's really
take it slow.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good idea. Or maybe I just don't.
Or you can just be afraid.
I'm getting anxious just talking about it.
Do you want to see a picture?
No. I knew you were going to say that because I see you over there on your phone. No. Just show me Rasputin naked before I see a rat. Honestly, I don't want to. Holy cow.
You can be afraid. It's okay.
I know.
You can also, there are things you can do to make yourself less afraid.
Strong in every other way, Kristine.
I know. You're a pillar of strength.
I am a pillar of strength.
We all say that.
Yeah, this is my Achilles heel. My Achilles squeal. So, what is wrong with me?
Your Achilles squeal.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have an Achilles squeal?
I'm allowed to have an Achilles squeal.
It's fine. We all have our Achilles squeal.
Okay. And you have many.
I have many.
I can't believe you can walk.
I mean, I'm not
You're
walking.
hobbled. No, you are hobbled.
I'm
That's
hobbling.
Right. That's right. All right. Well, that was poisoning.
That was fantastic. I love knowing who Rasputin is.
Yes.
I thought he was like a Grimm's fairy tale.
I know. I don't blame you for that because it sounds like Rumpelstiltskin, and it's just a name you sort of hear and don't. Oliver used to know this song. Well, he still knows it, but there was a song about Rasputin that he would sing, and then because he's such a weirdo, he would every day in grade school or every week in grade school they would get to request a song in music class, and he would always request this Rasputin song.
I've never even known there was a Rasputin
We'll put
song.
a link to it.
They should make a movie about Rasputin.
Well, I know they've made movies about the Tsar Nicholas II and the family, so I'm sure he's in there.
Okay.
But yeah, now I do want to do a deep dive on him.
Yeah, I'd watch a documentary about this story, about this family. I don't know that much
Yes.
about the czars and the czarinas.
Zarina. Is it Zari? Oh, and the son is called something too, but I can't remember what it is now, but another form of czar.
Do you think he was poisoning the families to make them seem sick and then
I think hemophilia was a big thing then, so... Oh, maybe because it was only the boy. Maybe
and
he
then
had something
get
about
better,
Oh, that's interesting.
Munchausen. He was doing some Munchausen before Munchausen had a
Rasputin
name.
Munchausen.
Yes, he was Rasputining them, and that didn't catch. He was like,
yeah. They wanted that to catch, but then Munchausen.
Stole his thunder.
Fucking Munchausen,
Oh,
always
man.
stealing people's. Literally.
Yes.
Well, Munchausen by proxy steals people's thunder.
Right.
That's what he was doing. Munchausen by Rasputin by proxy.
He was trying.
We've covered a lot.
We have done so much good today.
We will be back, right?
With our very special guest.
Right after this. We have just been talking about how to survive poisoning, and now we're going to talk about how to survive poisoning yourself with alcohol with none other than Jimmy Pardo.
From Never Not Funny.
Yes, hello. Hi there. Welcome.
And Monk.
I don't know if that's fair. I'm disappointed that my arrival has rattled you two so that you didn't ask each other how your break was. That's always a...
Oh, is that your favorite part of the show?
That's literally my favorite part of the show.
But we never have anything interesting to say.
No, but I still
like
look forward to... How was your break? It was...
Kristine, how was your break?
Oh, I scrolled my phone.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if anybody liked that video I posted with the man being eaten into the shark.
And did anyone like it?
I don't know. It's hard for me to find those videos once I post them.
Oh. We're old.
I've learned I've learned how to post things from TikTok
But not how to see them.
into Instagram stories, and then they just poof go away.
Well, I watched a video and made you two watch it of someone edited together the last dance scene of Dirty Dancing to the Muppet soundtrack, the Muppet Show theme, and it was brilliant.
Is it fun?
It's really good.
Wonderful.
It's like two of my favorite things put together. How are you?
I'm doing well. As you know, I'm dealing with health issues every second I'm awake. And
No one knows more than me.
I'm just waiting for the day that I don't have to deal with that anymore.
Same.
And that I mean death.
Yes.
Just counting down the seconds to that day.
More importantly, how does it feel to be on that side of the table?
I don't care for it. It's very uncomfortable.
Yep.
It's awkward, mainly because it took 39 shows to get me on. I'm a get. I'm a heavy hitting guest, and you guys
Listen,
I
kept asking
me.
you for stories, and you're like, I don't know.
That's not
I don't
100%
have
true.
anything.
You guys buried me in the mix.
This is
Mike Henry before me? Are you kidding me?
This is sweeps. You're in sweeps week.
Okay.
we were waiting for Sweeps Week.
That Mike Henry episode was very good, by the way. I used Mike Henry because he's a friend. I'm not.
Because it's fun to make fun of him.
He's got probably wearing a hat as we speak. Now.
Kitty cats.
Yeah.
You love kitty cats.
I do love kitty cats. I was just sharing
You
yesterday.
like their little heads?
Yes, I do. I pet their little heads. And I was sharing with a friend of our show, friend of your show, I believe, Paul Gilmartin yesterday, that we have some feral cats that live in our neighborhood.
Yes.
And they activate the motion sensor light in our
Yes.
backyard. And when they do, it's either Danielle, Oliver, or myself that I go, oh, do we have a friend? One of us will say that.
Well, Oliver doesn't because he doesn't like animals.
He gets excited when the cats come.
Like, this is rewriting history right
He
in front of
gets
my eyes.
excited when the cats come.
Doesn't.
Danielle, couldn't you just pretend they're cats?
I told her about seeing that rat and
I
how...
think it was a baby possum. Those are baby possums.
Okay.
It is baby possum season.
It is? Is it a season?
It coincides with Sweeps Week.
Yes.
I think
You're the baby
I'm not
possum of the
kidding.
show.
It's baby possum.
Okay. I mean, that's still horrifying, but not as horrifying as rats.
What do you
if
think
you
about the song Baby Possum? You guys like that? That's
Love it.
Very popular. They play that at the Super Bowl, right?
Baby possum.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's
At the
really
Super Bowl, yeah.
You guys are the best. You know I love this show.
I do. You're a little loud now. Can you turn him down a little bit?
I can't control how I talk. That's
I
got to
know.
be, that's Garen's responsibility.
I know.
He'll fix it in post.
He's got to mind the ones and twos. I am who I am, Danielle.
So you were saying you love our show?
I was saying that. You know that. I talk about your show on my program.
It's very sweet.
On a
Thank
regular
you.
basis, and I do.
And at home too. He's very truthful in his praising.
I think that this show should have even a bigger audience than Never Not Funny, and that is my show and Livelihood. I think your show is better than my show.
That's very sweet,
with
honey.
the exception, if I may,
Of the producer?
production. Yeah.
Yeah.
The production is it's weak. It's very weak.
Matt's not even here to defend himself.
I meant the show, Gary. You misunderstood.
But when he comes in here, he's Garden Squirrel. He has an alter ego.
I know.
He goes into gardening mode, which is that he's an awesome producer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except that he doesn't know which knobs control which headphones. That seems like the basics, doesn't it?
In fairness to him, I think we've had that headphone monitor control unit for, I think, 15 years.
Yeah.
And even if I said to Matt, turn me up, he'd go, which one are you?
Really?
Yeah, we have a tough, they should be labeled.
It seems like you could just put little
Tags,
stickers
yeah.
on it, solve that problem.
Yeah.
This is
I'm
like
not a producer, but
this is like the ladies in Pilates class who still don't know which fucking spring is how much weight. God
don't.
damn, figure it out.
I don't care about that language. I'll tell you that right.
I don't know what any of ththose words meant.
You certainly even know what a spring is.
You're on a reformer and there's springs and the different springs are
Reformer's
different
not going to
weights.
help him.
That's a good
He didn't
point.
know what spring was.
You're on a bed-like contraption on which you do your Pilates. Jimmy,
Yeah.
you used to be a drunk.
I was a drunk. Yes, you knew me very well as a drunk.
Yeah.
The first year of our relationship, I was a drunk.
Right. I just told the kind people that we have an anniversary coming up this weekend.
how many years?
18 years married, 24 years
Wow.
together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much.
Happy
Yes,
anniversary.
I am the luckiest man alive, and I mean that sincerely. The fact that she
very
stayed
sweet.
with me through the first year, which will include some of the
Yes,
stories I'm
the
about
story,
to tell.
yes.
The fact that she stayed with me through that is a miracle.
Man, you're going to get a really good present this weekend, I bet.
Oh,
We don't do presents,
we don't know.
really.
No.
We might go to Chili's. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, could be a Chili's, could be an Applebee's situation.
Yeah.
We turn into a Midwest couple when it comes down because we panic because we don't know where to go. Do we go fancy? No, let's not go too fancy. And then we go, well, just go to Chili's. And then,
What about islands?
you know what?
Our son hates islands.
Hates it.
He hates islands.
it's-
He has this weird prejudice against islands.
That's
And he
strange.
doesn't even know why.
It's probably left over from when he was little or something.
And because he likes hamburger.
Hamburger.
So I don't know why
Does like
he
hamburger.
would be against it.
I'm never against a fancy meal.
Now, sometime when we bring the child with us, which we will occasionally do on an anniversary dinner, we don't want to. He doesn't need a fancy spread.
He doesn't need food.
I have a pitch.
Okay.
I think you guys should go to Off Vine so that he can see the Rami Malek,
Oh, the twin.
the triplet.
The triplet.
Or the brother of the triplets.
He's yeah.
That
Brother
fella
of the
gets annoyed
twiplets.
that when you mention that to him, does he not? Hey, you look
No,
like, that's the
it's-
19th time somebody told me that today.
He didn't seem annoyed.
Pushing him into his award-winning acting career as a
Yeah.
Rami Malek lookalike.
Yeah. That's
You,
it.
you can tell him how many times he's been talked about on
I know. On this podcast, he's never heard
Why
of.
doesn't that guy just go to Hollywood and Highland and just start walking around and taking
Yes,
photographs?
Because I don't think anyone is clamoring for a Rami Malek picture.
What about a Freddie Mercury? Wouldn't you?
If yes,
Oh, yeah,
he could dress up as Freddie Mercury and look like Rami Malek as Freddie
Right,
Mercury.
and you see the folks that are here touring, tourists. Hi, Jimmy.
Yeah,
I speak
touring,
for a living.
right.
They come. They got their T-shirts on. They're very comfortable. So if they see that, they're classic rock fans. So they would love a photograph with
They
Freddie
got
Mercury.
their T-shirts on. They're very comfortable. What are you saying? What stomach pain is causing this nonsense? I have no idea what those words mean together. They've got their T-shirts on. They're comfortable. They're rock fans.
Save this. You can tell him that at Off Vine.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Maybe the third hardest you've ever been.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm making fun of myself. This would just happen. I'm being mocked in my own studio. Listen, you've seen them. I'm painting a picture. They got the T-shirts on. They're comfortable. They're classic rock fans. You know what? Here's what can I tell you what happened? I tried to clean up my description of the person.
Oh, you wanted to say they're like white trash hillbillies.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. That I
But
chose
you try not to use those words anymore. So you said
I said that they're wearing their T-shirts and they're comfortable.
okay, gotcha.
And they are. You know what? They're comfortable in their own skin.
What the fuck are you going on about? By the way, this one will not stop talking about Cagney and Lacey to me and Oliver, who
This
don't
one.
give.
Are you a gay man?
Yeah, this one. I'm living for it. What is it?
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. And and I suggested very seriously to him that he find some sort of online group
Community
that he can talk about this with. I mean, he gives us details of the episode. We're not watching the show.
I bet there's a meetup.
There's got to be a meetup. Yeah, go to.
I'd like to meet those 70-year-old lady.
I'm sure you would.
You could probably meet them.
So let's talk about your story.
All right, so here's the deal. July 18th, I believe it is, of 1999 is the last time that I drank. But that doesn't mean that it should have happened sooner, Kristine. There was another time where I was the judge of after my show, I was the judge of a wet T-shirt contest. And where I told everybody I voted for.
That seems on brand.
Yeah.
You were the judge of a wet T-shirt.
I know. You know what they would hey, and stick around. The comics also judge the wet T-shirt contest.
Oh man.
And I'm in on that. I'm a drunk looking to score. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Looking to meet somebody fresh. And this is before I met my beautiful wife. I was a single man on the road.
That is how we met, though.
And I told you I voted for you.
Yeah, thank you. I
here
still
we are.
didn't win, but
24 years later, here we are. Still remember that T-shirt. Comfortable?
Yeah. It was black and very thick. It was a Gildan. I don't know why I thought I would
I don't
win.
know why you thought that would be good for that.
Terrible.
No, the thinner the better when it comes to that. But I did. I told every girl that I voted for them in the hopes that then they would want to go
did
back
you
to me.
really?
I voted for you. They could see I was falling down drunk.
I have a professional question to ask you.
Yes.
In a wet T-shirt contest, do you wear a bra under the T-shirt, or is that against the idea of the whole
I believe
thing?
they're supposed to, but I believe these ladies would then reach up and take it off.
Oh, cheaters.
So what happened that night was I was doing a gig in the hotel I was staying at. You understand?
Yeah.
And one of the wet T-shirt contest ladies said, "Hey, we're going to the bar across the street. You want to go?" And yes, I do. And so I went back. This was at a time, by the way, early in my career, where the opening act, and the feature performer, the headliner got his own room in the hotel, but the other two acts had to share a room. Because if they gave all three of us rooms, well, my God, the hotel wouldn't be able to.
No.
They wouldn't be able to survive if they gave out 3 rooms.
They'd go under.
They'd go under, Kristine.
$24 a night.
They couldn't handle that. One time, by the way, they said, well, we can give you your own room, but you have to share it with, it's part of the storage room. And
What?
So I slept on a cot in the storage room.
What?
And I'd rather...
This is how much you dislike socializing.
Yes, I'd rather that than sleep
Share
in a
in a
double
room.
bed next to the other comedian who's probably was smoking, and I would
yeah.
rather be in a room with soaps.
Were you was there a bucket with dirty water and a mop in it?
It wasn't a janitor room.
Oh.
It was like a supply, more of a supply.
Oh, so you get lots of pillows.
Maybe a break room where people would go and nap, like something like that.
That's a thing? A break room where people go and nap?
Absolutely.
You've never had an office job in your life. You don't know what you're
I worked
talking
at
about.
MCA Records. What are you talking
I
about?
know, but there's no break room
I
where you go and
signed
take
big artists to record
Sure
contracts.
You did.
So that particular time, I went back to the room to get my keys, and the other comic, who I would not remember his name right now for $1 million, he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm gonna go across. I'm gonna go to that bar. I think I got a chance." And he's like, Dude, no way. You shouldn't be driving. And I go, you don't.
It was across the street?
Yeah. And he goes, well, he made that point as well. Well, at least walk. I go, no, it's right. Yeah, I got to take the car. And so
You're an arrogant drunk.
dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb, certainly. So anyway, I go, I do remember saying, if I just lay down for a little bit, I'll be okay. and
Famous last words.
And I laid down and then just went okay. And then back up and at it and got in the car and again, reminder, it's across the street.
Right.
And
Is it like a 6-lane highway?
It is a 4-lane.
Okay.
It is a 4-lane, a Ford 4-lane. It was a Dice Clay movie. So it
was a disaster from the beginning.
How dare you? That's a wonderful film. It's a wonderful film.
No! Every time you yell, it's too loud.
That's on him. So I go to cross the street, and somehow, Kristine, I don't know how I missed the entrance to that bar, which if I'm not mistaken, was a straight shot. But I somehow went. I probably should make a couple turns to make that happen. And I got on the freeway and realized, I shouldn't be on a freeway. I should be at that bar by now. And,
this doesn't look like girls in wet T-shirts,
right? And so then I get to that little area in the highway where you can make a U-turn. So I made the U-turn, and as soon as I make the U-turn, a cop comes up behind me, and I'm hammered. He's got me. He's got me. It's like, all right, here we go. This is, I would say 8 out of 10 comics have a DUI story, like road comics. They all, everybody. So I was like, here we go. Here's mine. And so I pull over, and he's like, where are you heading, sir? And I go, Holiday Inn, right there. I'm going right to Holiday Inn. And he's like, what are you doing over here? And I said, I was trying to go to that bar. And he goes, you could have walked. He even made fun of me.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I didn't. And then he goes, you're going to need to get out of the car. And I said, it was like, what for? He goes, you got to take a breathalyzer. Now, I didn't know you could refuse that. So I just went, okay. So I got out of the car, and he's like, yeah, so you got to come and sit in my car. And I'm not kidding. All I wanted to do was sit down in his car. Like, it was like the worst thing in the world was me walking from my car to his car.
Wow.
Like, I just wanted, like, you know what? Good call. Let's get me sitting down. That's a great idea. Whatever you need me to do, let's get me sitting down. So I get in his car, and I do the breathalyzer, and I forget what the legal limit was. Maybe it was 0.10 at the time.
Okay.
And I blew a 0.09.
Oh.
Or maybe a 0.098 or something along those lines. And
It was because you laid down for that 1 second.
I think that's what
brought it
sobered me
down.
up a
So
little
you're
bit.
just below.
I'm just below. So he said, it's a 0.098 or whatever it was. And I said, what does that mean? He goes, it means you're not going to jail.
Wow.
And I said, and he goes, but you shouldn't be driving, but we got to get your car off of the highway. Look, I'm a father. I'll just follow you. Just go 5 miles an hour. I'll follow you. Let's get that car into the park. It's literally half a block away.
I'm a father. This makes as much sense as the comfortable T-shirt thing.
No, he said he's a father, and I'm a young kid, and he wanted to help me.
Okay.
And so he was being a father figure in helping me get to the parking lot. So he got me to the parking lot, and I said, I'll never drink again, officer. Thank you for your time. And then I went to Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay, so here we go.
Here we go. So those are some setups to let you know I should not be drinking.
You're making poor choices.
I'm making very poor choices. And then I met my beautiful wife, Danielle, who then when I would make very poor choices, I would get phone calls. Now,
really fun phone calls.
I am in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm working at the Comedy Den.
So you're in Grand Rapids, Michigan, 1998.
1998. And again, the reason I remember that, it was you were coming to visit my family in Chicago for the first time, and I remember this incident had just happened. So I did the show, and obviously it goes great, Kristine.
Obviously.
No question about it.
Wasn't even questioning that.
I was your headlining performer. I forget who the other comics were. I hope they're doing well. And so I remember having a lot of beer, and I'm not a shots guy. I never was a shots guy, but I remember that night somebody was buying me shots, so I was having a lot of shots as well.
So that's a thing where, for those uninitiated, for some reason the audience members will buy the comedian shots as they're on stage. Is that what you're talking about?
That is what happened here.
Yeah.
And then also the last time I drank, because the story I'm about to tell you is still not the last time I drank.
Right.
So they're sending me shots, and again, so.
They want you to be worse at your job.
And you're doing the shots while you're performing?
You do the shot, because the thing is, if you don't do it, and you're in a place where they're in T-shirts and comfortable, they will literally, they'll just start.
Turn on you.
They'll chant, "Do drink it, drink it, drink,"
Jeez.
and then you just do it, so that stops.
It's such a weird phenomenon of
you don't want
like
to be heckled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the audience, it's like let's give you roadblocks.
Yes.
To prevent you from doing your job at your optimum.
We paid money to come and see you entertain us, but we're gonna.
We want you to do it poorly.
Yeah, we're gonna make you jump through some hoops to get to it. So that's happening. So the night is over. It's 2 a.m, and the bar's closing, and they're like, you gotta scram. And it was a straight shot from the Comedy Den. I think it's 28th Street to the Days Inn that we were staying in, and it's always good to get behind the wheel of a car when you've had that much alcohol. That's always a smart decision to make. And my logic this time was, it's a straight shot. So this may be in the top 3 I've ever been the drunkest of my life. I should not be behind the wheel of an automobile. I get to the Days Inn. I'm grateful. It's December in Michigan. It's cold. And that part of town was depressing.
Yeah.
And the Days Inn is depressing.
Yeah.
And my act was depressing. Everything about this was depressing. So I get to the hotel, and again, oh God, thank God I made it. Thank God I made it to the hotel. And but I'm sure
You're safe now.
I'm sure in my head though, I toyed with, maybe I should go to the Taco Bell drive-thru. I probably toyed with that
Yeah.
and saw that the line was too long because everybody else had that idea, and then just went, I'll just go to and get something out of the. I'll get a Zagnut out of the vending machine. So I get into the Days Inn. And first things first, I call Danielle and leave voicemails accusing her of cheating on me. That's first things first.
With not even my most recent boyfriend, but a boyfriend 2 boyfriends back, that was the weird part. I always thought that was the weird part.
I didn't know it was with a specific
yes.
suitor. So I did that. That's first things first.
Check that off.
I'm an a-hole. I make this mess, and I went, okay, check that off the box. Did that, jerk. And then I went.
Jerk it.
I had once heard a rumor that from my friend, I believe it was David Copperfield, the magician,
right,
who told me that if you take aspirin and water before you go to bed, that you won't wake up with a hangover. Now, history's not on his side, but I still decided to do that. So
sure.
I go over to the sink and to do the aspirin water trick.
I think that only works, if you call it a trick.
Yeah, so
you screwed up the joke.
I do the aspirin water trick, and so I take the aspirin and the water, and then I was I probably should brush my teeth because a fresh mouth then also is good when you wake up.
Yeah.
And so I'm standing at the and it's. My dad made a very good point, by the way, that I came out from the cold into a small, dry, hot hotel room.
Okay.
And so I walk from into a different environment, and so I'm at the sink, and again, phone call, check. Aspirin water trick, check. I'm now attempting to put paste on brush to make my mouth minty fresh for the morning. And so as I'm trying to do that, I'm like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror and getting woozy and going, oh, this can't be. Oh, good heavens. Oh, good. Oh, this can't be. Now, the Days Inn does not have the knobs for the water, right? Doesn't have a separate hot and cold little little circular classy hotel.
Yeah.
It's got that one big War of the Worlds looking thing. You know what I mean? Just that one big
Spigot.
thing that sticks up like a switchblade, just begging for you to pummel your eyeball into it.
Yeah, just begging.
It's got that thing.
Just staring at you.
And so I'm getting woozy. I'm like, oh, this can't be. And Kristine, I'm not kidding. As if my head had a magnet in it. I'm like, oh, this can't be. Oh, bam!
Oh no!
And I literally like fall down onto the faucet handle, and it sticks into my forehead.
Oh my
God! It
God!
sticks.
So when I pull my head off, it makes a plop noise. Oh! Like I go, it's a bloop, bloop. Like a little plop noise happens. Oh. And blood starts going everywhere.
This is like,
my God.
It's like the staircase.
Yeah.
Just blood everywhere, spatter.
They're trying to get up, hit my head again.
Yeah.
I'm coughing up splatter.
You guys watched episode 2, I guess.
We're now caught up. We're caught up to episode 4.
This story's got a momentum.
Listen, this is our show. We go off track. We talk about this. If we don't get in the staircase or some other related
or Nicole Kidman.
We found out, by the way, before you came, that this 9 Perfect Strangers was renewed.
Wait, what was it?
9 Perfect Strangers. How are they going to...
no, that was unwatchable.
Yes. I know. Okay.
Speaking of unwatchable, my appearance, as I pull my head off of this thing. So I pull it off. There's
blood.
There's a pop noise. And blood is, I'm not kidding, it's splurting everywhere. Blood,
oh my God.
Blood is going everywhere.
The blood splatter pattern.
It is. It's and so much so, I could write red rum in the mirror. Like, that's how much blood is happening. And I did write red rum in the mirror just so I could try to stay awake. Give me something to do so I don't pass out again. So I do fall to the ground and pass out. And I think I've got I got to drive back to Chicago to catch a flight to go to a different city. And so I pass out. I don't remember for how, maybe 4 o'clock I wake up. I wake up at 4 o'clock in a pool of my own blood.
You're on the ground.
I'm on the ground.
Jeez,
and there's blood. I mean, there's blood everywhere. And I lost, and I'm not good with numbers. 17 gallons of blood?
Yeah.
Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
Anybody? You guys watch television?
Yeah, that sounds right.
There's so much. I mean, there's blood everywhere. Like, to where the Days Inn should go, sir, we're gonna have to bill you for this. Like,
yes.
I thought you were going to have to open an investigation.
Well, certainly that, and then a bill because they're gonna have to clean.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a crime scene.
It's a crime scene. They're gonna have to bleach it. There's no question they're gonna bleach this thing. So I don't have any bandages, right? To
why would you?
To stop this blood flow. So what I do, very smartly, Kristine, is because I must make this flight.
Yes.
You
don't need to go to the hospital.
And by the way, I'm still hammered. right? I mean, like I didn't sleep off the drunk.
Yeah.
I'm still.
But how did you wake up? Your body just knew wake up at 4 to make the flight?
No, I think that's just when I came to. It could have very easily been noon.
You just rolled over to blood and whoa, what's that?
I started blowing bubbles in my blood. In the puddle of blood. So what I did is
You remember that band?
Puddles of blood. They're very good. They open up for a Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah.
I took a pillowcase and I tore it up.
Okay.
I tore it up.
No, the bill's just getting higher and higher.
And I tied it around my forehead, as if I'm in the Spirit of '76 poster.
Or Spirit of 77, according to Kristine.
Right. She doesn't know where the bicentennial is. 200. So I got that. So I got and I got to leave. So I pack up all my stuff and I go, oh, it's time to go. I pack off all my stuff in the suitcase. And I start dragging it behind me. This is pre-luggage with wheels, and I'm just dragging it down. Just dragging it.
That's so sad.
So loud.
And it's so loud. It's 4 a.m.
Everybody's just waking up.
And I'm kind of like I've got a fife, and I'm just, and the blood is just, you can see.
Is it soaking
And it's
through?
soaking through, so it looks exactly like that poster.
You're not at any point thinking you should go get stitches?
Nah, never crossed my mind. It never occurred to me that I should do that. I got to make that flight, Kristine.
Yeah.
The idea of going to the hospital is not. That's not on
He
the
has to
agenda.
go to another city and repeat this mess all over again.
Yeah.
Listen, these wet contests, they're not going to judge
They don't
themselves.
You're like, this is going to be a great bit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. So I make my way down to. By the way, I remember this. The elevator was out, so I had to take the stairs. And so it just
clunk, 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 clunk
of this suitcase, and me just every step, my head throbbing and a little. You just know more. It's like. Bloop, bloop, more blood is spurting out because before I put this thing on, it was like a geyser. I'm not kidding. Like, it was a geyser that like I could put like my finger into it to stop it.
Oh God!
Like I'm the little Jack Horner. Right? Isn't that the guy that's on the corner?
Well, he puts his thumb into a pie and
Who's the
pulls
guy
out a plum. But
who
there's
puts the-
the little Dutch boy puts his
Dutch
finger
boy.
into the dike.
Yeah. Okay. So
I don't even know that one.
I think that's an offense. I don't think we.
It's
can say that
offensive.
sort
We
of
can't say that
word.
anymore. Yeah.
So I get down to the front desk because I'm going to check out. I'm a gentleman. I'm going to.
You're not just going to walk
I'm
out.
not just going to walk out. And so I go to the front desk, and the woman behind the front desk, like you just see in her face, like, what the F is happening with this guy?
Sir, is that our pillowcase?
So we're going to have to charge for the linens. So I go up to the counter and I go, yeah, Jimmy Pardo, I'm leaving 2:08. And so she's checking me out. And so she's looking down, but she's also like looking up. So she's got that lizard eye going. You know what I mean? Like, so she's looking down, but then like looking up, like in her head going.
Like out of the corner of her eye.
Like out of the corner of her eye, like going, should I say something to the guy? So you can tell she wants to say something, but she doesn't want to say something. Because maybe that's always my forehead.
Yes.
You know what I mean? She doesn't want to go, hey, there's something wrong. And I go, I beg you not to make fun of me. This is my head. Thank you. So she doesn't, she just kind of goes, okay, 2:08. All right. There's no, room service seems to be on the up and up. Okay. There's no additional charges. The comedy club took it. And as she's doing all that, I'm like, oh, this isn't good. I'm, like my suitcase is holding me up like, oh, this. So I said, hey, do you think this needs medical attention? And Kristine and Garen and Danielle, as if she's been waiting her entire life to answer that question. She, at 4:05 in the morning, oh my God, yes! She screams it so loud. Housekeeping comes running down the hall. What's going on? They see my forehead. Oh, what does she do? She pulls out Lysol and sprays Lysol on it.
What?
She's got to clean up this wound.
Lysol?
She goes.
That's not medicine.
That is not medicine.
Lysol.
So she sprays Lysol on it, which, believe it or not, kind of felt better, even though that's not the way to go.
No.
Was it lemony fresh?
Oh yeah, it made the room smell very clean. And so she sprays that, and I think I did feel better, but at the same time, I kind of went like, I don't know if that's a good idea. And then the girl behind the counter.
And you're still drunk.
Hammered out of my mind.
Yeah.
And the girl behind the counter said, hey, you know what? There's an urgent care, like 3 buildings down. You've got to go there. And I'm like, oh, I don't have time for that. I got to make this flight in Chicago. I got a gig. And she goes, no, you really, sir, you got to go to the urgent care. And so I was like, all right. So I, again, drunk, get in the car and drive
3
buildings down. And I got in, and I was like, yeah, I'm at the hotel, and they think this might need a little attention. And at this point, by the way, It's a red. I'm Mike Reno and Loverboy. It's a completely red headband at this point. The blood is soaked through it all.
Warriors.
And this woman, she took it off, and I think I think it was 3 stitches. 3 stitches is what I needed. And then I said, well, this is great. I'm going to wait another 7 months to stop drinking. That's how that paid off.
Did you make your flight? You did not make your flight.
No, I did not make the flight. In fact, I believe. Who lived in that area? It was in St. Louis. I believe I called a local guy and said, "Hey, you're gonna have to cover for me. I'm sick."
So you couldn't even get a later flight.
I wouldn't have made it. It was a Sunday private
So you lost
thing.
money.
Got it.
So and it just seemed easier to be like, I'm just in Chicago, and this is where I got to end up anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll just go into my mom and stepdad's smoky house and let the smoke go into the wound. And heal.
Yes. But was that at a point still where you didn't make that connection of like, wow, the reason I hit my head
Right.
was because I had so much to drink that I lost consciousness, and then I missed a show,
Right.
and
Right.
I lost money, and
No, it still wasn't enough.
it wasn't.
No.
You would
Did it
just,
occur to you?
You would just not. You just would not let your thought go there.
At all. Like, exactly.
At all.
At all. It wasn't even one of the options. It was,
This is an incident. This isn't my life. This was an incident.
And I'm a road comic, and this
is what you
every
do.
road comic has these
Right.
battle stories, So
Yes.
this was just one of mine.
This is
Here
what
we are,
happens.
23 years later, whatever it is, with a funny battle story. So
Yes.
Right.
And even at the time, so I was supposed to do that private gig on Sunday. I then had a weekend of shows in St. Charles, Illinois. And in fact, my dad came with a date who ends up being his wife now. And they were in the audience. And before the show, my dad's like, son, what's going on with your head? And, because I had 2 little stitches
Yes.
sticking out of it, or 3, however it was. And so I'm doing my show, and it was going fine. And some guy in the audience goes, "What's with your head?" And I went, "Well, it's none of your business, sir." And then I launched into the story, and the story killed. And then it did. To your point, it then became part of the.
So
act
it was
for a
worth
while.
it.
It was. So at the end of the day, it was worth it. I got a nice 7 minutes out of it.
And
I got an appearance on my favorite podcast out of it.
Do you have any follow-up questions?
I asked my follow-up question about him questioning his
Sobriety.
drinking after that.
How soon
choice.
after that did you drink? Like the next day?
Oh, I probably drink. No. I probably drank. Oh no, I know when it was Monday night, because we would do the Monday night hot wings and beer group with all of it. Like this particular group of comics in Chicago, we would meet up when we all lived there. Monday nights were our night to meet up and drink and hang out and get hammered. And then so when some of us moved away, we would still then meet up. So it was it was that Monday.
Yeah.
And hair of the dog, man, hair of the dog.
Sure. I have some follow-up questions.
Yeah.
So you made the decision to quit drinking.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a problem with drinking. I know people who have problems with drinking. What did you do then? You just stopped?
I
Or
did.
did you
how did you
go
survive?
through rehab? Did you go to meetings?
I went to AA for 1 month.
Okay.
And that scene was not for me.
Okay.
I recognize that it's very important to a lot of people, and honestly, for that month, it was very important to me. I needed to do that to stop drinking.
Yeah.
So you do think it was helpful?
I do, 100%. I think
Oh,
for that
okay.
month it was very helpful. I remember I went to meetings at night several times a week, in addition to Sunday morning one that you would come with me
I went
sometimes.
with him. Yeah.
And
I thought I only went once.
Well, I only went up for a month,
right.
And then one of the Sunday one was in Studio City, where a lot of rock stars were there.
It's kind of a celebrity hangout.
Yeah, it was weird being a classic rock guy.
Yes.
T-shirt comfortable, and
Jimmy doesn't smoke or drink coffee, so he really didn't fit in.
And,
yeah.
and that was at a time where, like, you could still smoke indoors and everything. So I didn't fit in at all. And so I remember thinking, okay, well, now everybody's telling me I should get a sponsor. And so I called up a guy who seemed to take an interest at the
Sure.
meeting. And he was a construction worker. And he was a guy kind of like what's that guy's name? Dutch on soap. Was that his name?
Yeah.
Dutch on, he looked like
Sure.
Dutch on soap. And he's like, he goes, yeah, you know what? You got to program. And so like, okay. So he goes, here's my number. And so I was like, oh, okay, good. Okay, all right. Here we go. Now I'm going to get a sponsor.
Got a sponsor.
And so it works. So I called him up, and he's like, you're not taking it seriously. I go, what? And he goes, yeah, I can tell you're just not taking it seriously. I go, I'm coming to meetings. I'm not drinking. I'm coming to
Right.
meetings. He goes, no, I can tell you're not taking it seriously. I don't know if I can be your sponsor. So
You got turned down to be a
Wow.
sponsor to be a sponsee.
After he reached out, he gave me his number.
Yeah.
And it was like, what?
That's so fucking weird.
I know. So, and it was close enough to the 30 days where I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my 30-day chip.
Yes.
And so I got my chip, and And then I went to one more meeting. I went to the 60-day to get my 60-day chip.
You're just in it for the chips.
I like I like
You like
collecting things.
tokens.
I like
Yeah.
collecting
Want those
chips.
rewards.
Yeah. And then I just, to your question, I just stopped. And as a road comic, what I did was, instead of getting, the shows would end, and instead of hanging out and getting drunk, I would get off the stage and immediately go to whatever movie was starting at like the 10 o'clock movie. I would go see the 10 o'clock movie.
Just to get yourself out of that
Just to get myself out of it.
atmosphere.
Yourself.
Yeah.
You left that
So I
atmosphere.
would go and see, and it didn't matter. Whatever, it could be a great movie, it could be a junk movie. Whatever was playing at 10 o'clock, I would go see.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
The only problem was, having not done all the steps, now Jimmy's addictive personality has found things like Murder, She Wrote. So now he just watches Murder, She Wrote from beginning to end.
watch
It's not a problem. I mean, you know, or Cagney and Lacey.
Working
or,
backwards was Cagney and Lacey, Diagnosis Murder, Murder, She Wrote, McCloud, Columbo, Kojak.
Yeah. So, you know, that's just how
where he funnels it.
Yeah, it's where he funnels it. And, you know, maybe that's your higher power, right? Because
My higher power is Dennis Weaver.
He's your sponsor.
He is my sponsor. You know what? At the end of the day, he's my sponsor. McCloud is my sponsor.
He knows you're taking it seriously.
Thank you.
Jimmy, thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, it's my listen. I'm very sincere. For those that don't listen to my podcast, Never Not Funny, to hear me rave about this show, I love this show. I mean that sincerely.
I know, it's so
even though you're
sweet.
my wife, it doesn't matter. I love this show. I think it's outstanding, and I spread the word, listeners, and get people to listen to it, because it's terrific. These two and Garen deserve great success, because this show is wonderful. And if you're listening to this, you know that. So. Spread the word.
you.
Thank you so
Thanks-
much.
Thanks for having me.
Revealing your hilarious
Yes.
and upsetting story.
Those were great stories. I'm sorry that you went through those experiences.
Oh.
But great for our show.
Yeah. It was all worth
And
it.
it made me the man I am today.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Frail and afraid.
we all end up there.
Yeah. And we'll be right back with What Did We Learn Today? Kristine,
Yes.
are you ready to learn what we learned this week?
Please learn me.
9 more perfect strangers. No. I mean, what? What?
Too many strangers.
Too many strangers.
Yes.
Yeah. A possible spin-off for our show, Victorian Ghosts.
I would listen to that podcast.
Okay. Remember, keep track of your poison rings.
Yes.
Activated charcoal is charcoal that has been treated with oxygen at very high temperatures to make it more porous.
No briquettes in your butthole.
No briquettes in your bottle. I mean, you could, but it might not work for poisoning. The song about Rasputin is called Rasputin by Boney M.
Boney M.
Yeah. We all have an Achilles squeal, so don't be ashamed.
You shouldn't.
The term Tsar, spelled T-Z-A-R, is a form of the ancient Roman imperial title Caesar, which I think I knew and forgot.
I didn't know that.
And it generated a series of derivatives in Russian. Tsaritsa or Tsarina is for a Tsar's wife. Tsarevich is his son. Tsarevna is his daughter. And Tsarevich is his eldest son and heir apparent.
Danielle,
Yeah, Kristine,
what a great show.
this was a fabulous family show.
Not to toot our own horns,
but beep beep.
why not?
Yeah.
Hey, follow us, like us, subscribe to us, podcast How to Survive.
Yep.
And as always,
Remain calm.